Unfortunately, the viewing schedule is not flexible. It will not adjust according to your availability. And you definitely need to make time for it. Properties here simply sell out so fast. And sometimes, for hot properties, you can't even be given a viewing schedule. So in those cases, no chance to progress. Just forget that. Hello mga ka-Promdi! Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy that you are here with me again. For those who are following me, thank you so much. And I hope you are learning so far because that is the purpose of this channel. For those new and just click on the thumbnail, thank you. And I hope that this content will serve the purpose or will deliver the information that you are looking for. I would like to shout out Sane. I think she's my kababayan, also from the Philippines, for leaving a comment and a request for this type of video. And let me just read you what exactly she wrote. Salamat po sa video. You're welcome and congratulations. Thank you, Sane, sa pagiging homeowners. Yes, masaya siya talaga. It's really fulfilling. Nakita ko ang video nyo ito kasi kakasimula ko lang din mag-consider na bumili ng bahay dito sa Netherlands. Wow, Sane! Congratulations! I am very happy when one of my kababayan is really progressing and you have arrived at this important decision, and that is really good. Would you be willing to share experience regarding the home buying process po? Yes, I will do it now. I would really be interested if you make an episode about this and maybe some tips if any. I will definitely do related videos later on. But today I will start with what you need. So, I would like to always start with a short story. According to my experience and what triggers and all. So just please bear with me and this would be short. I still remember one working weekdays in 2019. I have my lunch together with the VP of our team. I always make time to sit down with my bosses to have a casual chat. And this time, we discussed about our move to the Netherlands from the Germany. We touched upon one topic because he asked me whether I am interested to buy our house in the Netherlands. I answered casually that this thought hasn't crossed my mind. We were enjoying the advantages of learning. So if you wanted to know that, click the video that I have also in this channel. He also told me his story of buying properties in countries where he was assigned, for example, in UK, in Paris, and now in the Netherlands. And he even lectured me on the advantages of it with calculations on return on investment. But at that time, I have really no interest in the concept. So that was it, the discussion. When I moved to the Netherlands, we opt to rent first. In 2020, when we are already in the Netherlands and renting, COVID came. And we were asked to work from home most of the time. And my son is only 3 months old then. We started thinking about what will be the future with the pandemic and whether the Netherlands is the country to consider living. At that moment, we felt it is maybe the right time to take risk. We knew the trigger of this sudden interest of why we wanted to buy a house. And we don't like to park that interest and set aside, but rather to do something about it. So me having this curious mind and wanting to answer all the questions on my head, I started to read information using Mr. Google. And I also choose legitimate sites to refer to. Before we start, we try to decide first on the most important question. Which city in the Netherlands we would like to live? To be honest, my husband and I don't mind the noise of the city. We love it and we enjoy seeing people. But I know that for me, proximity to work is very important. So we decided to live where we are right now, which is near to both, near to the city center, and also near to work. If you are new here, I would like to introduce myself to you. My name is Rosel, aka from the abroad, and I am your Pinay expat here in the Netherlands. I make videos about luxury because I like them, especially bags and jewelries, and also our life experiences abroad. So, let's start. What are the steps in owning a home in the Netherlands? First, search, and search. It can sound endless because it can happen. But trust me, it will have results if you are really decided and you put effort behind it. In the Netherlands, you can use funda.nl and that is enough. I found from experience that using so many sites to do the search can be overwhelming. So for my case, I use funda.nl. If you are not in the Netherlands, you can search if there are similar reliable websites in your country for property listing. Now, here in the Netherlands, if you are interested in a property, you need to leave a message in the listing. So the property agent can call you for a viewing appointment or a briefing meeting. Unfortunately, the viewing schedule is not flexible. It will not adjust according to your availability. And you definitely need to make time for it. Properties here simply sell out so fast. And sometimes, for hot properties, you can't even be given a viewing schedule. So in those cases, no chance to progress. Just forget that. The second step is the visit to the property according to the agreed schedule. This is important because, as I was informed, you can't proceed with the next step because this step is legally required. Anyway, it is for your benefit. And I also, for my experience, would like to feel the house whether we are feeling a positive vibe when we stepped inside of it. And to tell you honestly, in our case, we visited more than 10 properties in a span of 5 months. Third, you will be asked to make your offer by mail, or sometimes the agent can give you a form after you visited. There is a deadline to watch out, and if you really like the house, bidding more than the selling price is normal. Because simply, there is competition. There is not enough house versus the amount of people who would like to buy. And for new construction, I also heard that if there are many people interested in that property, they will do a lucky draw for those who are interested to choose who they will offer the property. Fourth, you will be informed by the agent whether you win the bidding or not. If you win, then you can progress to the next step. So, congratulations! But if not, you will go back to step 1. Sorry, that's normal. In my case, we bid on 5 of the 10 properties. Not all of them, because the other 5, we don't like to buy them after visiting. And 5 of them, we all get lost. The final one that we get lucky on is on this new construction, because we were offered by the contractor to actually purchase this. Fifth, as a buyer, you will need to sign more documents after you were awarded the winner. Here, the important documents include the purchase agreement. And this document is binding for a certain time frame. So, if you are not very decided upon signing the purchase agreement, make sure that you know when can you walk out of this agreement without any penalty. I think in our case, we were given 1 week to change our mind. This is a very important document, the purchase agreement, because you will use this for the mortgage application, which is the 6th step. 6th step. You as a buyer will need to find a bank to apply for mortgage. You can do it yourself, but in our case, we paid for an expert to help because important documents are in Netherlands or in local language. I know for a fact that it is very important for us to understand what we are signing for. So we wanted an expert to help us with this. We have saved time on research, understanding the type of mortgage, bank interest, duration of mortgage, etc. when we paid for an expert to do this for us. What we have with her is, I think, 3 times of 2 hours lengthy discussions, and that's enough for me to understand what are the pros and cons, ins and outs of the documents and my situations. We have paid her around 2,500 euro, which is somehow equivalent to 150,000 pesos. I would not recommend for you to save cost on this one, because later on, you will feel more at ease with your purchase and your mortgage application if you have someone helping you in this process. And by the way, for her, she will also help us on the tax application for 2 years, and that is included in the cost that we paid her. 7th, apply for the mortgage on your selected bank. And here we supplied a residence permit, my certificate of employment, and my bank account details. This process will have a waiting time, and for our case, we waited for 8 weeks, if I remember it right. The only document here that needs time for you to request is the certificate of employment. And your employer will give that to you, and please bear in mind that that certificate of employment, I think, have an expiration date of around 1 month. So make sure that when you get it, you submit it directly to the bank. 8. Schedule your appointment with the notary when the mortgage application is approved. It depends on the listing whether a notary is specified or not. In our case, it is specified by the contractor. And what I did is just send them an email to schedule the signing of deeds. And in here, the notary is acting as a mediator between the buyer and the seller. Post this process, the seller will get the payment. In my case, since we purchased a new house, our purchase agreement states that they will get 80% after deed signing. This step is a milestone. One thing to inform you quite unique is that you don't need to withdraw the cash from the bank or arrange the payment to the seller. It is the notary who is doing that one on your behalf, and you just need to sign the documents for them to do that. Imagine how comfortable and how easy it is when you have the notary doing everything of this process for you. 9th. 9th is exciting because this is the schedule of the key transfer, and the speed will depend on the availability of the property. If it's a second-hand property, then it's much faster than when it's a new construction. Because of course, you need to wait until building is available. In our case, we waited for 2 months only. That is fast. That is impressive. Oh, by the way, it is fast because the way our house is constructed is that it is air and watertight only in 1 day. The 10th and the final step before you officially moved into the house will be the house inspection with experts. Don't forget to bring an expert to check the house details during the key transfer. This is also a very important step. You need to pay for them as a buyer because they are your ally. They will do the audit and do quality inspection. They will help to ensure that you will not have major surprises on the quality of the property later on. For example, an issue with electricity, an issue with heating, an issue with plumbing. These are all expensive things that you may not be able to recognize as a buyer. They will also help check the integrity of the building, whether it's still strong and according to your agreement. First-time buyers like us will definitely be not aware of what to look for. So for our case, we commissioned eigenhouse.nl. And for our home, I think we paid not more than 300 euro or around 18,000 pesos. So these are only 10 steps. 10. And it can sound easy. Each step will definitely unfold the challenge. And my recommendation is just set your expectation low to avoid big frustration. Overall, the system here is scam-proof when you follow the regular process and work with a reputable property agent. This is very different versus my experience of buying property in the Philippines. If you are interested to know my horrible experience and how to avoid that one, you can watch my video about it too. If you need more details for each of these 10 steps, feel free to leave a comment in this video and I will help to elaborate using my case or from friends' experience. That's all mga ka-Bromdi. Thank you so much for your time. And if you like to follow my channel and support, please feel free to subscribe. Until the next time, and stay safe wherever you are. Bye-bye!